Hello and welcome back to Casey's Beautiful Lifestyle. I am Calendula Casey and I am so happy to have you here with me today. I am going to be doing full-on makeup from primers all the way to setting spray, and I really am happy that you are here with me and that I can teach you a few of my tips and tricks for the mature woman. And so we're going to push in and we're going to get started. But before we do that, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so that you'll be notified when my videos drop. And we are growing this channel so fast and I am so thrilled with all of you, and you're commenting now. I love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to be addressing a couple of those questions today as I go through my makeup. So I feel like I can do a 2-for-1 video. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell and like and comment and share. That's how we grow this channel. That's how we beat the algorithm. So let's get started. Something that I always do is apply lip plumper to my lips. It makes my lips feel so good, and it does plump them up a little bit. It doesn't have that tingling that a lot of lip plumpers have. So I'm gonna sit that to the side. I may use it again here in this video because it's gonna be a long time. Plus it keeps my lips nice and moist. And okay, so let's get started. First things first is my primer, and I do have my handy dandy magnification mirror to the side, and I am using a face primer, and people ask me all the time, is it necessary? Well, I have always used a face primer. I like the way that my makeup goes on. I like the way it feels, and it does help to hide those larger pores. So I'm gonna let that sit in for a minute, and while that is sitting in, I am going to my tried and true eyelid primer. And you guys, if you don't do anything else, always use an eyelid primer, because I'm going to show you the difference using the primer on one eye and not on the other, how it conceals. Look at the difference between this eye and this eye. This eye is dark, it has redness to it. This eye is now completely covered up. It evens out the skin tone. So basically what we are doing here is we are getting everything ready like a painter does with his palette. And that's pretty good. So that's good. Both of them are primed. My skin is primed. I'm going to teach you how I put on my makeup. And today I am going to be using the Iconic palette and the Wanderlust palette. And these are both really good. But before I get started, I want to take a nice fluffy brush. I love this product. I am taking a neutral color. It's called Base. It's in the Wanderlust palette. And what I'm doing, this is something new to me. I have decided that I like to do with my eyeshadow, is I like to take that base color, I like to apply it over the eyelid primer, because I feel like it gives a real soft, even surface, because as we age and mature, we have that dragging on our eyelids, and I feel like that prevents, so it's kind of like a setting powder for your eyelids. Does that make sense? I'm gonna start with a real fluffy brush. Now this is a Morphe brush. You can use whichever one you like. Crease color, I'm going to go in with Myth. And I am really being light-handed with this. And what I like to do, and I know you all have seen me do this many times, is I like to tap it. And I'm going out on the side like so. Then I'm going to be getting my Sigma E40. Can't live without this. And I am just blending. And see how I took that color out? Do it again on this side. The one thing I can tell you about the FARMASi eyeshadows is that they are so highly pigmented and the fallout is just hardly there. So I believe that the eyeshadow primer has a lot to do with that. And in case y'all didn't know it, this mirror is magnetized and anything that's metal sticks to it. So sorry about that. It goes on my Reiki mirror, which if you do not have a Reiki mirror, you should look into that because it's pretty darn good. All right. Yes, I'm taking a little longer to blend out my eyes. What I want to do is, first I'm going to dry clean my brush, just in case there's anything on it. And I'm going to use Time Locker to spray this brush. It works beautifully. And I am using Passion on my movable eyelid. The reason I wet my brush is because it helps to keep the shimmer in place. This is a very pretty look for fall. It's darker colors, but it is so pretty. All right, let me do that again on the other eye. So that pink is just an extension of this rust. It's not quite a rust. It's got a pinkish undertone to it. The first color I used was called Myth. And I am just literally going to go in and just soften up those edges. And remember, you can't judge the look until it is finished. Now I'm gonna go in with this color, Divine. It's beautiful. It's such a pretty color. But I think what I want to do, as we mature, we need smaller, softer strokes. So I think I'm gonna take this little tiny brush and see what happens if I can get that into that outside corner. Little baby strokes, little tiny one. Usually I use this brush, and it's an angled brush and I love it. But I think smaller is better when you're using that dark, dark color on that outside corner. And I do think that that's a very good tip and trick, to use as small of a brush as you can, but it really needs to be a fluffy little brush. And this brush is by Morphe. You all know I love Morphe and Sigma brushes. I love the FARMASi brushes and Crown brushes. If you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you know that I just recently cleaned my brushes and I have over 100 brushes. And I don't feel like I'm buying any, so I don't know where they're coming from. I think my brushes are multiplying in there. We're getting a good base. I'm going to open up these Sensi-Wipes by FARMASi. They are so good. I love these. Can't live without them. And so I'm going to be looking in my big mirror over here and just cleaning up those outer edges and any fallout underneath. Very little fallout. Very. And it's really pretty. Very, very pretty. So I think what I'm going to do, and with this fluffy brush, in with that base color that I started with, because this is a bold eye look, and I'm just softening up those outer edges. Very pretty, very, very pretty. I will come back to the eyelids in a little bit. People ask me all the time, what is your favorite palette? My favorite palette is the Glam Up. I love this palette because there's so many matte shadows in it, but I use all of them, every single one, and I'm getting ready to order another one because I'm getting low on some of my favorite shades. My face is primed. I let the primer sit for a while. So now let's camouflage that hyperpigmentation on the side of my face. And I do it with this orange concealer stick, and I get in here, and I have this funky little area up here. I try and camouflage. I do not use this underneath my eyes. I feel like it's very drying for me. So, and then I take my Real Techniques brush that I can't live without. And so see how it really, really camouflages up in there. And okay, all right. So now I am using the VFX 10. Number 10 is the color. We have just returned from celebrating my mom's 80th birthday, and we had a beach bash. It was so much fun, and we are so blessed that she's healthy and vibrant, and we all just loved on her and showered her with hugs and kisses, and oh, we had such a good time. Oh, and did we ever eat? Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna do about a pump and a half. I'm actually gonna insert a picture of my mom and my sister so you all can see her, because it's just amazing. So what did I just do? I just took a drop of the Calendula Oil and I'm mixing it in with my foundation. I saw Wayne Goss do this and I thought that was brilliant. Okay, always keep your little wipe close by, and today I am using a Sigma foundation brush to put this on. This is such a good foundation. It is camera ready, so it always looks beautiful. And I'm just stippling, I'm pulling it down onto my neck because, and then I'm going to lift. And I'm coming up towards my hairline. Okay, now I always take the rest, and I don't know if you saw what I did, but I put it on my brush because you're gonna have to come back in and clean up anything that you missed or that you need to retouch. Fingers are good tools as well, and to get like in these areas where a brush sometimes can't get, your fingers work beautifully. So that is a good tip and trick. I haven't contoured in so long, but I want to use this contour stick. I really like it. So I go up here where this part of my ear is, and then I take it about that far in on both sides, and I'm going to contour up here around my hairline, not on this side because you can't see it, it's always hidden with the part. Okay, this is a real trick right in here where those jowls kind of sag. I hate that word, but it is something that we have to deal with. And then I am just taking my Real Techniques brush. I love this brush. I own 3 of them. These are what I consider like my touch-up brushes, where I go in with highlighter, the concealer, you know, to camouflage, and just get right there on that. Let me look in my big mirror. Okay, so what I'm doing there is I'm just slimming the face. The other thing I'm going to do, this part of my nose is very narrow, but this part right there on the sides and across the tip of the nose. And I'm going to use a flat brush like this to really get in there. Because a big brush like this is probably going to smear it everywhere, and we don't want that. So I'm just trying to thin along this area. That's pretty. That's really pretty. It's concealer time. And before I put concealer on, I like to put a little eye cream underneath my eyes. Just a tiny bit. And the reason I do that is because I want it to go on really smoothly. Now the new concealer comes today, and I have not tried it, but I have heard amazing things about it. It is also camera ready, so I'm exceptionally excited about that. They don't have my favorite color in the new one, but that's okay. No doubt whatsoever. But it comes in many more shades than what this one did, so I'm excited about that. When I conceal, I also highlight. That's just me. You can do it however you want, but that's how I like to do it. And I am taking this fluffy brush and just lightly, and then right here, you know my tip and trick. This is where you really give yourself an instant eye lift. I love this as well, but I noticed that my favorite one, when I washed it the last time, it's getting really, really sad. So I need to look into getting a new brush, but I'm not getting rid of it until I have to. Okay, I like to take my concealer and go up into this part of my eye. Oh, here we go. Take my hair out. I have the type of hair, if you put a clip in it, the clip mark shows. If you put it behind your ears, it's gonna have a curve. Does anybody else have that issue? Because if you do, please let me know what you do to combat that, because I can't seem to fix it. Okay, it's eyebrow time. All right, I take my Inglot Duraline. I love this product, and then I put it in my dry compact, the dry powder, and I just spread it all around. And then what this does is it turns this into a waterproof eyeliner, and one that's going to stay on longer. I'm going to do this eye first, and I'm going to start here, and I'm just drawing a line. I'm drawing lines on the top and lines on the bottom, and then I am connecting the lines. I talk about this eyebrow brush all the time, but it really is my favorite. Then what I do is I take my spoolie and I go up because I want to soften those lines, and I want to give any kind, and don't worry, I'll go in and I'll clean up the outer edges, but I want to work with this other side too. I'm just showing you tips and tricks today, things that work for me. All right, here we go. Let's fill in the front part of the brow. And look how pretty that is. that looks really pretty. That looks really pretty. Okay, so let me show you tip and trick. Thin brush. Your concealer, light concealer. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this brush and then you're going to take it. Let's do it this on this side so you can see it better. Okay, and then you're gonna rub it up there, just like so. You do it on both eyes. And then what I do, again, I use my fingers because the warmth of your fingers helps to melt, whatever you want to call it, go into your skin, you know, have it just go into your skin. But look at that, it gives your eyebrows instant lift and it looks amazing. And guess what? You can do it under your eyebrows too. I'm just using what's left on the brush so that it gives your eyebrows definition. And as we get older, we definitely need definition. Oh, how pretty. Okay, so you guys know that I always do my eyes first because that's just me, because if there's any cleanup, no, you don't have to mess up your makeup once you've put it on. But I went and looked at my eyes and for me, they are absolutely beautiful. However, I like for my movable eyelid to have a little bit more shimmer. So what I'm going to do is I just put a little bit of the setting spray and I'm going in to the 3-in-1 palette and I'm going to place that right on my eyelid and voila, it's so beautiful. I'm telling you all, fingers do wonders. Very pretty. And I'll just take the Sigma brush and then just soften it right there, easy peasy. And I'm gonna close this palette. Everybody knows this is my favorite palette, the 3-in-1 palette. I love, love, love it. It's so beautiful. All right, so now we need to do some blush. Yesterday, what I ended up doing was using the lipstick that I wore for the day. It just looks so pretty and so natural. And so what I'm going to do, so I'm taking the lipstick right there and I'm mixing some of the primer and I'm gonna mix them together to make this more pliable. And how pretty. Then what I do, remember, I left some foundation on this brush and look how beautiful that looks. Now we are ready for eyeliner. Okay, I lightly take a little bit of the brown and then I just always pull it up. I feel like it gives a lift. Very nice. All right, real talk here. I've had some questions about what I actually do. What people have asked me, can you tell me what you do? Can you tell me a little bit about your life? So I'm going to answer a couple of questions today. What do I do? Well, while we're doing it, I'm gonna be putting my makeup on. What is it that I do? Well, first of all, I am a beauty influencer with FARMASi. It is a cosmetic skincare, I would consider it in a wellness company. So I would consider it almost lifestyle. I have been with the company almost 2 years. I have reached the status of director. I love the products. I think the products are fantastic. The company has been in existence 71 or 72 years, only been in the United States almost just a little over 2 years. So it's a really good company. I love the products. I love how clean they are. And I love that it is family owned. So that is what I do for one of my gigs, one of my side gigs. And I am also a makeup artist, and I received that certification a little over 2 years ago. I really love that part of my business, but it has been extremely slow due to COVID, the pandemic. So, but I still have it. I still have the certificate, and I just, I'm really proud of myself for getting that. So that is the makeup side of my business. Their side of my business is super exciting for me. I'm moving into the lifestyle for mature women realm. I started that with this YouTube channel. I quickly moved over to TikTok. I have over 22,000, almost 23,000 followers now, and it's a lot of fun, and it's where I post daily. And I am also trying to increase my presence on Instagram, and I'm talking about home, fashion, makeup, hair, anything that has to do with the mature woman and lifestyle. So that is what I do. I am branding myself as a lifestyle ambassador for the mature woman. I love that name, lifestyle ambassador for the mature woman. Who loves that? I just came up with that all on my own, just right now. And so that is what I do. To my wonderful and supportive husband, Jeff. Together we have 4 children and 9 grandchildren, ranging in ages 14 to just a few weeks old. So it's pretty exciting around our house. I just put on lip liner 204. Oh, it's Wild Rose. That's what it is. It's so pretty, and it looks just beautiful with this blouse. I love it. And so, okay, I am going to kind of zoom in a little bit so you can see what I did. Nothing is ever finished on my face. I was letting my mascara dry, but I'm spraying my face with Time Locker. I just put it into this container because I feel like, number one, I can see it, and I like the real fine mist. Back to FARMASi, let me talk to you all real quick, because this is something I've really never talked about. The way that the company works is that you can join for $19.99, and that gets you just a little tiny starter kit with some books and a couple samples, nothing fancy, nothing big. And that you join for $19.99, you can also bump up and get a larger kit, or you can cherry pick your products. But for $19.99, what that gives you is 50% off of your products immediately. And if you're interested in selling it, that means you get 50% commission right from the get-go. So that is something to think about, but you also only have to spend $125 PV every 6 months. That is a deal, because I go through $125 worth of cosmetics every 2 months, with skincare and home care and all of that. I can easily do that. But anyway, it is something that I have really enjoyed. If you are interested about finding out more about FARMASi and you would like to chat with me, I would love that. Just send me a message below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I am on those. I'm not as active on Facebook anymore. I've already explained the reasons behind that. But I will be linking everything I have on today, and the products that I used. I will try and remember what I used and tell you all below. But mainly just know it was the Wanderlust and the Iconic palette. I happen to think that this is a fabulous palette for fall, the Wanderlust. This is the big granddaddy of all. And sorry, my palettes are kind of messy, but you know, I use them every single day. And I'm going to sign off the way I always do, saying stay well and be blessed, and I will see you the next time. Bye.